Hey guys, we are in the home stretch. So I have here our research packet pulled up. You'll notice that we have 11 assignments total. So assignment number 10 is the final paper that's due on Wednesday. And then we'll talk about assignment 11. It's a presentation. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But what I want to talk about today is assignment 9, where you are going to be editing what you turned in assignment 8. Okay, so if you click on assignment 9, which now has a link, it will take you to a checklist. Okay, it's going to ask you to make a copy because there are things that you need to do on the checklist itself as well as on your rough draft. Okay, so once you pull the copy up, okay, the directions say you're going to go through the self-edit as directed below, writing on both your rough draft and this document. Now, writing, obviously, we're going to be typing or highlighting, okay? So if you notice spelling or grammar or capitalization errors, make changes of the measure reading through your essay, okay? So we want you to mark up the information, okay? So what I'm going to do is, before I even start this checklist, I'm going to go open up my rough draft, okay? This is assignment number 8. And I'm going to go make a copy of it because if you change this, it makes the change everywhere. So what I want to do is make a copy, and I'm just going to leave it as copy of research assignment number 8. Okay, if you want to put editing at the end, you can do that. But I'm going to make a copy, and then I'm going to close out the original. Okay, I don't want to change anything on the one that we turned in the other day. So here's my copy. This is what you are going to highlight and mark up. Okay, so if I go back to my checklist here, and it might help you if you can split your screen so you have your paper on one side and your checklist on the other. That might be helpful. What you're going to do is you're going to go through each step and you're just going to follow the directions. So my first question here is, what is the title of the paper? So I'm going to look over here. Here's my title. It's water scarcity. So I'm actually going to type my title right here, if I can get it to work. I don't know why my computer is so slow. I'm going to type my title right there, okay? And then it's asking, does the title reflect your position? Yes or no? So I'm going to type yes. Actually, I'm going to type no, because you do not know what my position is. Do I know if it's water scarcity is good or bad, or should we fix it? So I'm going to say no, and that might be something that I need to fix. Okay, so it should reflect your position, if you're pro or con. Then we're going to look at your introduction. It asks about your hook, and what is your hook? Is it a quote? Is it a statistic? Is it something else? You're going to type that right here. And then it says highlight the sentences meant to get the reader's attention. So you're going to come in here and you're going to highlight, I used a quote. So I'm going to select this. And I'm going to highlight my hook. Okay. And then I'm going to highlight my thesis. And the colors are specific. So when you see like the yellow here, I want you to use that same color. So here's my thesis statement. Oop. I'm going to highlight in that same yellow. Okay. So then I'm just going to go through and I'm going to follow the directions. Now it's saying, does it specifically tell the reader the problem of your paper? Yes or no? So I'm going to say Yes, it does. And then it says highlight the stated problem in pink. So now I'm going to go over here and I'm going to say water scarcity affects people on a global scale. That's my problem. So I'm going to change that section to pink. Okay. Then it asks you to go through the 5 W's for your problem. You're going to underline text evidence. Have you explained it all? If no, you need to make sure you explain every single quote. Do you have an appropriate parenthetical citation? Yes or no? And then highlight in orange any areas that are missing. Okay? So I'm going to go through here and say, oh, I have some information here, some evidence, so I'm going to underline it. And yep, right there is my citation, and right here is my explanation. Then I have another piece of evidence, so I'm going to underline that. Here is my citation, and here is my explanation. So that is all good for right now. It does not look like I need to highlight anything in orange. Then I'm going to move on to my analysis of the problem. Okay, how has the problem been addressed? So you're just going to go through the pieces of your paper, and I'm going to go through and highlight that part in blue. So I'm going to talk about, what am I looking for again? The analysis. So how has it been addressed, or what happens if the problem continues? Okay, so here, countries suffer from economic water scarcity. So I'm going to highlight that in blue. Okay, and so I'm not going to go through the whole rest of this, but it does tell you to highlight in different colors. And if you're missing anything, you need to highlight an area in orange and then fix it. Okay, don't worry about if you can't find the correct exact color that I'm using, but as long as it's close. If you can't see this kind of purple, you know, I'm okay if you use kind of a lighter colored purple, but as long as it's close to what I have, then I'm okay with that. So you're going to go through each piece. The last piece is your best solution. Okay, so it should follow in order of your paper. Highlight where your opposition is. That is a typo. Oh no, it's not. Okay. And then you're going to look at your conclusion where you're going to underline where you have your thesis statement. So I'm going to skip all the way down. Okay. And so my thesis is actually restated right here at the end. So I'm going to underline that. Okay, so this is just a way for you to go through, make sure you have all the pieces of your essay, make sure that you don't need to do a whole lot to it, okay? Then I wanted to show you this part. This is called sentence fluency. And so it looks like a lot. It's a little bit time consuming, but it is not difficult. So what you're going to do is you're going to make a table, and you could make it right here at the end. You're going to do one for each of your body paragraphs, and you're going to have enough boxes or enough rows for each sentence in your paragraph. So I am going to go through and look and say, this is not my body paragraph right here. This is my intro, so I don't have to do it for this. So I'm going to start with this one, and I'm going to say I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 boxes for the first paragraph. So what I'm going to do is come down to the end. I'm going to insert a table. And it needs to be 4 columns across, and then I'm going to do 9. Okay. Oops. So this is your sentence. So sentence 1, sentence 2, sentence 3, sentence 4, sentence 5, etc. In this first box, I'm going to highlight the first 3 words of my sentences. So this is easy on a computer because all I have to do is go 1, 2, 3, copy, paste. And I'm going to do that for each sentence in this paragraph. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, copy, paste. Next sentence, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, copy, paste. Okay, and I'm going to do that for the whole paragraph. And what I'm looking for here is that I'm not starting with the same transitions or the same type of words, because a lot of students will start with the, and it's really repetitive. And we want to try and start our sentences off with kind of different transitions or different ways to open them. Okay, so this is just a tool for you to kind of see and make sure that you're not repeating yourself. Then my second column is number of words per sentence. Again, this is a lot easier than previous years because they had to do this by hand. So what you're going to do is for each sentence, you're going to copy, or no, you're not, I'm sorry, excuse me, for each sentence, you're going to highlight, you're going to go here to tools, and you're going to go word count. And so it says this is 22 words. So then I'm going to type in 22. And then I'm going to do it again for the next sentence. So it's not a difficult process. It is just a little bit time consuming. Sorry, tools is what I need. And then word count. And this one says 33. And the reason that I'm doing this is if I have super really long sentences through the whole paper, that can get really confusing. So you want to kind of vary, okay? And if you have really short sentences, you're like 10, 10, 10, 11, 10, 9, 8, then your writing is maybe a little bit choppy. And so you might consider combining some sentences together to make a little bit longer sentence. Or you might consider that, hey, this is a really long sentence. I might want to break it up somewhere, which is where this next and last column comes in with type of punctuation. So I'm just going to take a look. My first sentence, I use a period. My second sentence, I use a period. Okay, and I'm looking inside too. I have a comma here. I have commas here. I have commas here, a period, quotation marks. I'm looking to see, am I using things like semicolons, okay? Or am I just doing complete sentence or just simple sentences where I'm just talking period, talking period? Do I have transitions that need commas? Do I have my quote marks? So I'm just going to go through and I'm going to say, you know, I'm using comma and period. And then I've got commas and quote marks and periods. And so this is just to make sure, again, that you have variety throughout your paper, okay? So I do realize that that is very time consuming. I understand that. But it is going to help you have a better final product when we go on to do the final, okay? So this is the one that you're going to submit for assignment 9, is the one that you're marking up. I have to see differences between the rough draft in assignment number 8 and this one in assignment number 9 in order for you to get credit for the editing component, okay? So that is the editing, is just completing this checklist, and then you will submit this checklist and you will submit this highlighted copy of your paper for the assignment number 9.